fuzzy, man. That's what I'm looking for. A bubbly bat. A bubbly bat.
I thought you were talking about like.
Don't know if you
So
sit
how's
back.
this face thing going to work?
Well, I tell you what, sit back and we'll just record you because we need to hear your
Okay.
voice as well.
Right up.
But I mean, what? So we'll make sure all the cameras are set and all that kind of stuff first, and then let's get straight into this because I think this is an important subject of anxiety about showing your face because we're the same, and this is actually you wouldn't believe this, but we have a problem with us being on camera as well.
We're 33 episodes into this podcast.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's took us this length of time.
And what is it
To feel
for yourself
comfortable doing
that doesn't like going on the camera?
I don't know. I think it varies, to be honest, Donna, depending on the day. So sometimes it could be body image or how you look, or it could be credibility and not coming across like you know what you're talking about, or remember when we first started? Freezing and not knowing how to ask the right questions.
See, I'm the opposite. I don't know when to stop.
Yeah. Well, that's not a problem.
Well, the thing is, that's a good thing. And also, if you're passionate about something, you can talk about that. And that's what we kind of lean into is just if you're talking about something you care about, it's easy to talk about it. But we're here supporting each other. We're here bouncing off each other.
Yeah.
This is much easier with two of us. We wouldn't be here if it was just the one of us.
Right.
So, props to you for sitting here and telling your story and having your face on this for the first time. I think it's important, but what is it about the anxiety in your face? So tell us the story.
It's not the anxiety about my face so much. It's just in general. There was times in my life where I haven't even been outside for 18 months.
Really?
So it's like, I don't even know whereabouts I am with this, but it's all just, like I say, it just evolved. I was just walking down the beach one day in my happy place. I was meant to be retired with my husband and the two dogs, and we're meant to just be. And I was just so passionate about where I was and felt so lucky and thankful. I just, because at that point, I think I had about 21 people on Facebook. It was something I set up for my family and friends just to see me pictures. And I don't know why, but all of a sudden I just felt like this huge urge to want to share it. So I just went live and I just said, "Hi, this is Beadnell," and just, like you say, froze. And I was like, what did I do that for? And
that must have come from somewhere special, that, though.
I think it was just pure, like, because I just wanted to share what I was feeling with somebody at that time. And then, like I say, fast forward to a couple of years later, and I do live feeds nearly every day, and to the point where, like I say, I'm not frightened of making mistakes anymore. I don't actually care about, because there's no such thing as mistakes anyway. No. So to the point, like I say, where there's like 80,000 people listening to us, not all at once probably, but, and I don't actually care now about making mistakes, because like one night I was doing a live feed on the beach with the wolf moon, and I was so happy to share this with everybody, because that came about as well with COVID, because like a lot of people couldn't get to the happy place. So I think that sort of spurred it on as well, because I felt like I was sharing that with people who couldn't get to the happy place in Northumberland, just in case anybody doesn't know where the happy place is. So, and I think obviously when I started to get the feedback from people, like how much it meant to them, then I started to feel like a little bit of responsibility for giving them that happiness as well. But it also gave me so much confidence. So it's just grown and grown. And I've probably gone on a complete tangent there from the wolf moon.
We love tangents.
We live in tangents.
Well, so basically I was, like I say, doing a live feed at the wolf moon, and the dogs had been digging, and I fell down a hole in the beach with all these. But like I say, at one time I would have been horrified, probably given up and never gone back live again. But I didn't. I just got up and said, "Oh, fell down a sand dune," and carried on. And so like now, like I say, I literally don't. I'm not scared at all of doing them, because like I say, I feel like I've got so many friends when I'm talking to them, even though like I've never met a huge portion of them. But yeah, that's...
But there's a reason people are following you. It's because it's genuine. That's pretty much the reason why. Do you see that or not?
Yes, I do now. It's taken a while, but because people tell me, and they leave some lovely reviews and everything, and tell me how much they love it and enjoy it, and so yeah, I do get it now, but it's taken a while. So
okay, and you've never shown your face. You were talking about your
no,
face and having your face on things.
no.
So is this going to be the first time? Because we want to show your face, want to see who this
Well,
person
I
is.
don't want to. And like I say, one is it's because when this started, as I say, I didn't set out to start it, but it was never something that I wanted to do. So it was the anxieties, and I've had practically anxiety about every single thing that moves or breathes or lives. I've had so many anxieties that I've overcome as coastal custodian, because it's like putting some kind of cloak on or something. Well, my hat, I put my hat on, and I think that's maybe the face thing as well, because I put the hat on and it's like you become something else or someone else, because you know how happy it makes people. So you want to give them that experience. And I mean, I am terrified of flying, terrified. But then being coastal custodian, I found myself in microlights, in
Just found yourself.
two-seater planes.
That's the ultimate, isn't it?
I won't go on holiday. I've never been abroad for about 20 years or something, but because I knew the followers would love it, I'll put myself out there and do it. Terrified of birds. At one time, I probably would not have even sat outside in sheepfolds and had a coffee, because in case a little sparrow landed in front of me. Whereas now I'm like the puffin lady. I'm on the inner farms any chance I get with my sleeping bag, and just got birds everywhere. So the coastal custodian has also, whilst I've given lots to people, it's also given a lot to me, because as I say, it's helped me overcome so many things that I never thought I would, and still continue to.
Has it happened accidentally, would you say? Because you obviously you were sharing something that you really cared about.
Yeah,
it was coming from somewhere quite deep, obviously. Otherwise, you wouldn't have. With all that anxiety, you wouldn't have popped up and did that live.
But you're facing your fears as well. You do. You're
constantly
facing it all the time.
I'll never give in to them ever. And as I say, it's not easy sometimes. And if I think about it too much, I probably wouldn't do it, so I just do it anyway. But I was going somewhere with that, and I've forgotten now.
No, but I'm glad. We're really pleased you're here, and you're pleased you're doing this, because I think this is another milestone for something like that. And I think people, especially the followers and people who love you, I think they're going to enjoy that. They're going to really want to hear about that as well, because they're going to see clearly resonate. So I think that connection with you, that's a powerful thing, though, Donna.
Well, I think, like I said, that the main reason why was because I was passionate about Northumberland, but it was, like I say, when I got to a following of around 12 or 14,000, that was around the COVID time or something. And like I say, bearing in mind it was only meant to be 21 people. But anyway, I got like some messages from a couple of local businesses who were really struggling. And they were like, oh, will you just pop us? I make cushions, and would you just pop us? Because I think we're going to have to close my business. I was like, oh, yeah, of course I will. And within a couple of hours, she was like, don't put it on again for a while, because I can't make the cushions quick enough.
Oh, really?
So I was like, oh, my God, that's amazing that you can do that for a local small business. Yeah. And then the lights just come on a bit, and I thought, well, if I can do something like that, then I can use it for things that are really important to us, which is where the coastal custodian bit comes in, because I know I eat a lot of cakes and a lot of Sunday dinners, and there's a great side to it with the food, and I love that it's brought that. But the underlying and underpinning thing's always been coastal custodian, and it's now across coast and country, because I say we, the team is me and the twins, promote and educate people about looking after the coast and the countryside as coastal custodians. But the coastal custodian bit, once I realised there was a platform there, I thought, right, I can use this in a great way to raise funds, to raise awareness for the things that are super important, like the wildlife rescue. Since becoming coastal custodian, I've also become a qualified marine medic as well, which is mind-blowing, because as I say, I was scared of everything that moved, tiniest thing. So now I can help rescue seals. But so we've raised funds for the wildlife rescue, and also as I say, the calendars and merchandise, there's donations now to our local RNLIs. And the other thing which is super important is accessibility to everyone. Because I get to enjoy the beach every day, the countryside, and there's so many people that don't have that ability for whatever health issues. And so I thought I'm going to help with that area as well. So with the help of the Beach Access Northeast people, we raised funds within a couple of weeks for a wheelchair for Beadnell, where I live. And within the first year, 98 people with disabilities got to use the beach that had never been on before. So
it's huge.
It's massive, because you ring a lot of bells here, because we're in production of a film, and it's about people who are able-bodied and now disabled. And Abby Potts has actually been surfing, and she's been using one of these beach chairs for the hippocamp chairs, you know, the ones with the big rubber wheels on, to get her to the beach so she can surf from the beach. So
we have a great organisation in Northumberland who are doing similar things at the moment, who I'm in contact with, and help them get that message out about that as well in Northumberland. So it's like I say, it's anything, even the twins, the dogs, Lola and Louie, they don't get a free ride. They look great on photos, but they do have responsibilities, and they're both dog rangers. So they help spread the message to people visiting the area, the county, with dogs, that if they're coming to be responsible, and if they're going to the beach, have a great time, but sort of come back from the shore at certain times of the year, keep them on lead. So, and they're cute, they're super cute. So a lot of people love to see them, and these messages also help get across to the Space for Shorebirds program that I'm involved with as well.
You're doing a lot of good stuff, Donna. Honestly, you're kind of throwing yourself right in, haven't you?
It's massive. But when did it go from Donna doing a thing for friends and family to it becoming this thing with a name? And it almost feels like a campaign rather than just...
It is. And as I say, because of the time and energy that I put into it, it got to a crossroads. I can only work in numbers because I forget, there's so much going on, I forget the timeline, but I think it was around 38,000 followers, and I just thought, I'm either going to have to stop this because it's becoming so big, or I'm going to have to become a business as well. Because as I say, I was putting so many hours and every day of the week into it. But probably 2 years is when it's like went from, you know, what we said, the friends and family to where we are now. And as I say, it just keeps, it's grown and grown and grown, you know.
But did you have a specific light bulb moment with Coastal Custodian, the name, and where you went from just doing a thing?
Yeah, well, I think I was on the beach with my husband, and we're just larking about really on the beach, and just, I think the name just came there because, as I say, a custodian is about somebody that looks after something. I was at the coast, so I just call myself Coastal Custodian. And as I say, again, I'm no good with time, but at some point, because I run a photo competition every Wednesday, and somebody was like, "Oh, I'd love to enter your photo competition, but it's like coastal," and I was like, "Oh, well, I can't have this. I've got to include the whole county." So I became Coastal Custodian across coast and country, and that just opened up the county opportunities immediately. Where I was invited across to things like the Ingram Valley to go on one of the safari experiences. Ad Geffren, who I know Eileen has been on recently.
We did an event with them as well just a couple of weeks ago.
I saw that. Yeah. It's I was there on the opening day of that amazing place. So I've got fondness, very much a fondness for Ad Geffren. So yeah, it opened up loads of opportunities across the countryside as well, and gave me even more scope to showcase the fabulous county. And again, goes back to why I don't put my face on, apart from the initial reasons why, was because I always wanted the spotlight to be on Northumberland and Northumberland's people and its businesses, and not about me. I didn't want to be a face. I didn't want to be the face. I wanted Northumberland to shine, and like you've got local heroes, then there's so many of those local heroes in Northumberland. Yeah. And I wanted it to be about them, which is why it sort of started with the cushion lady asking me to put that on there. And now it's very much about giving the small businesses, because, Northumberland's got so many amazing things, but obviously there's lots of little pockets of small businesses that can go under the radar. So it's about letting them be seen. And obviously, again, because I've got that platform and there's around 4 million viewers a month, that gives those small businesses a huge boost and a huge lift to be able to have that visibility in a very crowded market. So it's about helping those small businesses as well. So, yeah.
I mean,
do you acknowledge, though, this is my devil's advocate, right? Yeah. So, but you are one of those faces and one of those people and one of those businesses.
Yeah.
And whilst you're the advocate and you're the custodian of that, and you don't want to be the face, you are still one of those people that should be celebrated. It's kind of why we want you on here.
Yeah.
You're a local hero.
You're
That's
one of them.
the point.
You know what I mean? That's it. Yeah.
It's when that comes on.
Yeah. But the thing is, let us talk about you. Let us celebrate you. And I think leave it to us to kind of to shout that from the rooftops, because you're doing everything we love about it,
Yeah.
And you're doing it for the right reasons as well. Don't it?
Yes.
Honestly, love absolutely could not be more than happy for you. It's great. Love it.
It's really, it's really important work at an important time for that part of the region.
Yeah.
There's probably so much more, but I don't. I say I've lost my trail a bit.
But does it make you fiercely competitive, right? Because one thing I love the Northeast to the bottom of my heart, and I can't help that. No matter where else I go, I have that comparison all the time. Like, do you feel that way? Do you feel protective about Northumberland? And
I do, in the sense of that. I want people to care for it and leave it as they find it.
Yeah.
It's a very fine balance. What I've found, what I'm doing, especially from the business side as well now. But no matter what, the core values for me is always coming back to protecting what is there and trying to preserve what is there, because obviously Northumberland's becoming more and more popular, and I'll take a little bit of what's the word?
You feel responsible for that,
yeah?
A little bit?
I do, yeah. A little bit, yeah, because as I say, with 4 million views a month, that's a lot of people seeing what you're putting out there. But as I say, the way I always look at it is that, yes, I'm putting it out there, but at the same time, I'm saying I'm educating people, I'm informing them, I'm inspiring them, and sort of working with other organisations across the county to promote responsible tourism as well, because that's super important about protecting the environment and the heritage of the county as well, and protecting that. So yes, I do get very protective in that with regards to people coming and enjoying it, and I think that's amazing, and I think that's fantastic. But as I say, the underlying thing is, no matter what it is, whether it's the countryside, don't bring barbecues into the countryside, or as I say, I would do daily beach cleans every day as well. As I say, I don't know how it fit it all in actually when you talk about it. So yeah, daily beach cleans, you just forget about things like that. But as I say, dogs on lead, all these small changes, but they can make, like I say, collectively, they can make like a huge difference and impact on the environment as well,
Yeah, I mean, Northumberland, because they ran a Love It Like It's Yours campaign, which I did all the photography for, and I did all the film work for, so it's very much, I understand what you're doing.
Yeah.
This is exactly the message that they're putting out there is, love the place, but leave it how you found it kind of
very
thing,
much
So. Yeah.
And I can really reach out to people as well through live feeds because like, you don't want to go out there. It's very much in the delivery as well. You're like anybody that doesn't like to be told what to do. So it's just, like I say, it's about making it accessible in the way that people want to enjoy it, but not being told what to do. So like if I'm doing a live feed, I might rock up at the Nanny, or where the Nanny is an area at the top of Beadnell where the Arctic terns come every year to nest 90,000 kilometres every year, and they've picked this one site every year. I can see why, obviously, because Beadnell is amazing, but So like I'll just go over there and I'll do a live feed and let them see all the great activity from the birds, and then I might just throw in, so if you're coming over here, stick to the barriers, but like make sure your dog's on the lead, because obviously these guys travel 90,000 kilometers, so give them a break type, so like make it in the delivery, so you're not saying don't do this and don't do that, it's like, so just thinking of it like that as well.
Where does this I'm just so intrigued as to where all this energy and this responsibility comes from.
The energy I can answer
like
quite
who
easily.
was Donna before this?
Well, the energy I can answer straight away. It's coffee and cake. I'm powered by caffeine and sugar constantly. And as I say, straight away I found there's a deep north when I come in. I was like, yeah, great. But yeah, that's the energy side of it. And what was the other bit? What was
kind of what were you doing
responsibility
before?
and care? Like, these are they're big agendas, right? You're talking about responsible tourism and what they're really big topics. And for one person to carry that, I'm talking burden, but you're taking on huge responsibilities to carry these messages.
Yeah.
They must have been there before custodian became a thing. Like,
yeah,
or has that developed over time?
No, I think I've always been that kind of person. But as I say, this was, never meant to happen. So it's everything I've done. It's never been like conscious. It's just I've just happened, really. I've never been in tourism or anything like that, or I have no background in that whatsoever. It just comes from the passion for Northumberland and its people, and the wildlife and everything that's there. That's people will say to me, "Oh, why do you do as much as you do?" But again, it's also like I say, I get so much great feedback, because I know social media can sometimes not be a great place or a nice place. But on my socials, if you get the hashtag positive vibes, that's your first strike. If you don't take that, then you're going to be blocked, and because it's a positive space. But everybody loves that, because I get so many messages saying we feel safe on here on your page, and like I say, it's also they trust me as well. They're like the integrity of it, because I get honestly so many. I can't even tell you how many hundreds a day of requests for recommendations and different things. So it's that integrity and honesty and that people like as well.
Northumberland, has it always been a place you visited as a kid? Like, has it always been in you?
No, actually, I mean, you'll tell from the accent, or whoever has been born in Northumberland will tell from the accent that I wasn't born in Northumberland. I was born Durham. But my did you both have a bet?
Yeah.
No, he's that neck of the woods.
I'm that neck of the woods. Yeah.
Well, no, it was my first dog. She had to have a pacemaker fitted actually when she was 3, and so because she had to go to Edinburgh to have the pacemaker battery done every 6 months, we just didn't go anywhere further than an hour away. So Northumberland became that place where we would like holiday, and that's how it started, I suppose, our love affair with Northumberland, because the dog had to go and have a pacemaker battery. So we started holidaying there, and that was...
Where was it specifically? Do you remember?
In
in Northumberland, whereabouts?
Oh, I thought you meant a pacemaker.
No.
I was like, I haven't got a clue. I was like, oh my god. So what was that whereabouts in Northumberland?
Yeah.
Beadnell.
Beadnell was the first as well.
Okay.
Yeah, you just have to go on my feed, and it's Beadnell. So yeah.
The beach is fantastic.
It is.
We were up at Coastal last week, and I could see Beadnell Beach, and I was like, we've done like shoots there before, so I'm kind of familiar with it. But it's a beautiful view with that kind of, you can just see it all around that coastal.
Yeah.
It's just, honestly,
I know, I've walked
Amble.
Funnily enough, I've just put a reel on about
Yeah.
Amble this morning, so you'll have to check
Amble.
that out. But because obviously I do all the, and this is another thing, I never had any digital skills whatsoever, because it was just not my background. I mean, I don't think they even done like computers lessons when I went to school. So I've taught myself all the digital skills in lockdown, you know, I just went and taught myself them. And I also like now create content for, well, around 19 other businesses in the county, as well as my own now.
All right, so you're a social media manager for like 19 businesses.
Yeah.
So do you have clone versions of
On
yourself?
top of my-
Is it just you, or is
No,
it like
it's
is
just
it 7 other Donnas?
yeah. If only I could get those
Band
two
him.
twins to do some content creation. But so I think we're going to have to look at have a meeting with myself, some coffee and cake, in a spa, coffee and cake, and have a little word with myself, because I think we may be reaching another pivotal point at somewhere. But so I think that's
Well, where do you see it going, all this? Have you not thought that far
no, I
ahead?
don't think that. To be honest, I really don't think that far. But whatever it is and wherever it leads us, I hope whatever capacity it is, as I say, I'll always have in the background the things that are super important, and all those causes that I said about making it more accessible, whether it's for animals or people. Again, the services in our community, making sure that we give back to those services. As I said, the RNLI, the Space for Shorebirds, the Coastal Care, all those fabulous organisations, and the accessibility, I think I've said that, and the wildlife rescue. So, you know, for me, no matter where Coastal Custodian, the business goes, whatever it, because obviously I've got like a personal life as well, a little bit of a personal life. And as I say, we were meant to be retired. So I'm trying to find a balance between the two at the moment. My little twins aren't getting any younger neither, so it's about trying to get a bit of time with those.
You got one perfect site of retirement. You can go for lots of walks.
I know all the great walks, whether it's the coast or the countryside. I know all the great walks. So if you need any recommendations, just let me know. But that's I do not have any kind of exit strategy or anything like that. As I say, I didn't have a plan to start it, so I haven't got a plan to finish it. I'll just go with the flow. Just trying to do what I do, and see where it ends up, really.
A proper labour of love, that is.
Yeah, I guess it really is. Yeah.
What's your top 3 places in Northumberland?
Oh, I was going to keep that, man.
There's so many. There's so many great things. I mean, you've got.
I'm inspired by this. Your top 3, and I'm inspired by this. So, well, let's keep the food for the menu. But I just want to know what's Donna's favourite place. You're talking about standing, looking across the ocean. You're just absorbed in the space. What is that for you? Where is that?
Well, my place, whenever I need some reflection, now everybody's going to know. But there's a place called Ebbsnook, and it's just behind the Killins, the lime kilns in Beadnell Harbour. And it's like a jut of rock that goes out into the sea, and it's just that element of space, which is not something I have a lot of. So and quiet, and you know, if you're lucky, you might see a dolphin or whale going past. But it's that's where it is, Ebbsnook.
Were you saying that there? You had your eyes shut there.
Yeah.
Don't know,
I could feel it as well.
I know, I was
I could
there.
really,
Yeah. I was hearing seagulls and.
There's plenty of those.
I know, that was fantastic. Then you pop the wheel in there as well. I'm like, oh my word, we've got to go. So
on sale.
Yeah,
So,
well, I'll be standing in a queue behind you, Donna. So what's number 2 for you?
What, as in places?
Yeah, because that clearly is number 1.
There's just so many.
Especially like important places, like you said, time to breathe and kind of, reflect. Or any
This
walks.
is something I need to do more of.
No, but is there any of these walks that you can this is a lovely walk, you clear your head, it's not too much, it's like just enough, nice woodland or something.
Yeah, again, it's in Beadnell. As I say, this walk is one that I always do when I need to take myself off, and it's where I mentioned earlier. It's the top of Beadnell, going across to Newton Links, and then across to Newton by the Sea, depending on how fit I'm feeling, Embleton Bay. to Dunstanburgh and Quaster.
Yes.
It's around a 2.5, 3 hour walk. Don't forget, you need to come back with the good old X18 if you need to, which I've never used yet, but it's there's a fallback. But yeah, that walk, again, it's very much about the space and the nature, because it just can slow me down, something I'm not really great at. And like I say, whether it's the nature, the wildlife, the geese going over, going across this Nanny Bridge, and yeah, it's from there across the Nanny, across the Newton Links. That's another one of the happy places.
We had some background there. Hear that
Yeah, I
seagull?
didn't heard
Yeah,
that.
that seagull go on. It's just for you.
I wonder if seagulls talk differently in Sunderland.
Yeah, definitely some Reggie seagulls as well.
More seagull?
More seagulls, yeah.
Okay, that's just about right.
Yeah, you get like a foghorn kind of in the background kind of sound. So maybe it's in number 3 then. There's something a little bit different from that.
Yeah, I think the other one is over, as I said, the Ingram Valley in the Northumberland National Park.
Yeah.
Again, it's space, and daytime, obviously fantastic walks, beautiful scenery, and I say if you're lucky enough to go up on the Ingram Valley Safari Trackster, which is great fun, mud everywhere, and absolutely love it. So yeah, I love that, but it's amazing for the sunsets there. Massive panoramic views across the whole of Northumberland, and also for the dark skies, it's, we've got some of the most pristine dark skies, and it's a fabulous place to stargaze as well. So again, all very similar kinds of things. It's about that slowing down and that space element for me. So I think that's the common theme through.
When's your best time to walk? So I've got a backlog of questions in my head. When's the best time to walk for you? When's your favourite time of day?
Out of the heat. I'm so heat intolerant.
Are you a morning or a nighttime lady?
I would love to be a morning person. I really strive to see more sunrises in my life. So I do definitely see more sunsets. But I am up and about. It's just I'm generally like
Head
working
down,
or
doing
whatever.
stuff,
Working. But I'm quite structured in that I make sure probably around 9:30 every day I try and get my first walk in, because that gives structure to my whole day then. And I try and walk to like appointments and work things as well if I can. Sometimes it's a bit more difficult when they're up in Berwick, because I cover from Berwick down to Blythe, which is quite a big area for one person. But I try to get as many walks in for the appointments in between. So my walks are usually, so again, early-ish morning. They're usually around like my eating times as well, because like that has to come first. I have to I'm very again rigid because of being here, there, and everywhere about when I'm eating and stuff. So it's usually walk then eat, and just walk my way and eat my way around the county basically. And the last walk is, because I try and get in about 3 a day, and also one with the dog. Dogs, sorry, Lola and Louie. And that's always, I like the last walk of the day just before the sunset, and that's like more of a head clearer. Yeah. Than an actual physical walk, because I like to be very active.
All I'm thinking is, how many steps do you do a day?
Generally, it depends. I can't help it. It depends on the summer or the winter, because in the summer in Northumberland Coast, you've got to work with the tides, and also the light. So in the summer, I'd say I do about 60 mile a week, and in the winter about 45 mile a week. Yeah.
Some ground
on top of everything else. Yeah. So, working with the daylight, because I do love cozy vibes and cozy season and all that. But like I say, by about 4 o'clock, it's starting to get dark, and so it does cut down the time you can actually go on and walk. So.
Yeah. Do you tend to have more coffee and cake stops in winter than you do in summer?
Probably, yeah. But no, to be fair, I'm pretty consistent. I have one 11 o'clock and one at sort of 4:30. So I get 2 cake stops every day.
2 cake stops, I like it.
Yeah. I know, I love cake.
I mean, we're going to go there. What do you want to ask, Chris? Because
which bit are you going to ask?
Well, just
I had a serious question.
Because I was going to go our favourite cake places in Northumberland, our favourite coffee shops and cake places.
Go for it. the threads there.
I mean, just because we're in the questions zone, so I want to kind of keep it going. Top three places for cake.
Well, look, I've got so many favourites for lots of different reasons.
Yeah, you don't want to be, but let's just go,
Yeah,
where that place is and what it is.
I have to give a shout out to one of my locals, the Courtyard Cafe in Beadnell. Good quality, good value, home cooked food, and in this day and age, that's super important. Obviously, like where we're at with the economics of the country and stuff. So not only is it good value, she gives a good proper slice of cake. None of these slivers. I can't be. Don't be giving me a sliver of cake. If I'm asking for some cake, bring me a tower. In fact, I have to give a local cake shop around here, because we found ourselves in Seaburn, and I think it was Olivia's.
Yeah.
And I've had the biggest cornflake cake of my life. It was like a tower. So shout out to those. But no, Courtyard Cafe in Beadnell, proper like Victoria sponge, like that high.
Oh, classic. Yeah.
My go-to.
So
it's classic.
that is definitely a one.
Would you have tea or coffee with that?
Or coffee.
Coffee?
Yeah, I can't bear tea.
No?
Can't bear the
You're
smell
not
of
a tea?
tea.
No?
Can't even bear the smell of it.
Oh, my wife's like that. She hates the smell of tea as well.
Really?
Coffee.
Seriously?
I've probably had 4 shots before I even get out the door on a morning.
Does that actually calm you down, though?
No, I think that's what keeps us like buzzing. So yeah, but no, I mean, like we have some great coffee supplies in Northumberland.
Yeah.
My favourite one is Mockamondo in Amble.
Got nice coffee from them in Amble Harbour.
Amazing coffee, yeah. That's
in fact, when I was going to collect all the fish for
for the Gadarung.
Yeah.
Stopped off.
Obviously, pilgrims when I get to Holy Island, they do a nice little bit of cake as well. So yeah, I do definitely am a coffee person through and through.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, I love coffee.
Brilliant. Yeah.
Right.
No.
Serious questions.
Come on then.
Right. Because I've got me. You talk about responsible tourism, and then you painted that picture of you being on that jut of personal moment. How do we get tourism right? Because when you were painting that picture, right, of the the whale turning over and the water and the seagulls and
dog barking.
I was there and I want to go there, and in my brain now I'm frustrated that I don't go to Northumberland enough. Now there could be like tens of thousands of people saying the same thing, rushing to go to your personal spaces. How do we get that right? Because tourism is a good thing.
You get it right through education. I guess it's like if you work in a hospital, you treat that person as if it was your own relative, I suppose.
Yeah.
And it's the same with if you go to someone's house or whatever, you just treat it like it's your own. So I think that's how you get it right. It's about, like I say, come and enjoy it, but just leave it how you find it, really.
Because hasn't there been campaigns in the past around like it's like it's the hidden gem or the region's best kept secret and all this sort of stuff.
If I could count how many times I get this emoji.
I bet.
Hidden gems.
Don't tell everyone.
Yeah. But my answer to that always is it wasn't given to any of us, and it's as I say, it's our responsibility to protect it and look after it. It's nobody's, and it's about sharing it, enjoying it, but protecting it. It goes back to that every single time. And as I say, you say, how do you get it right? It's through the education, because as I say, people can be quite quick to judge, and it's not always the case, because if you've never been to that environment before, you're probably not even aware of some of the birds that are foraging away in the seaweed because you can't see them. So it's very much that education. And again, my socials are a complete mix of, as I say, showcasing the amazing businesses that we have, but also educational posts and promoting organisations that can help educate people about that, and that's at every level, as I say, whether it's with animals, whether it's with accessibility, whether it's about, as I say, water safety. Like I say, if you've been in the inner cities and you've never been around the coast, not being aware on how to do that, or if there's organisations even to help. So it's just about educating and informing people that these things are there and exist. And again, I think that's very much about getting the balance. Is just making people aware is, yes, this is a holiday place, but it's somewhere that we live as well. So, it's about striking that balance, I think.
Yeah.
You're talking about accessibility as well. Obviously, I'm quite close to this when there's lots of elements in the documentary about this, because Abby used to live out in the sticks, and now she went up in a wheelchair, and it's hard for her just to kind of go up in a field in a wheelchair. So it's really hard for her. And she's like, I can't believe how difficult that was, just going up a hill. Yeah. So how do they get that right as well?
Well, for example, like I say, the organisations, like I said, with the Ingram Valley, the safari experience, not all, but a huge portion of these businesses now are like me and trying to make things more accessible. So at one time you'd never been able to get up to the Cheviot Mountains, but now with the help of something like the Trackster, because the Ingram Valley have put all these great systems in place and invested, people of any kind of abilities or mobility issues can now go in that Trackster and go up and see these amazing views, which were never accessible before. So that's a classic example. Like I say, the beach wheelchair, which I said, quite often get asked about like walking routes for people in wheelchairs. So I have put guides together and things about places and walks that people can go in wheelchairs. And again, promote other national campaigns for things like that as well, through my socials. So again, making people aware these things do exist.
Yeah, because I wasn't aware of it until you're there with somebody who needs that. You're not aware of it.
Yeah.
And then you go, oh, why isn't this a thing?
Yeah.
And then you start questioning it.
Well, even things like, toilets and things, that can be like such a stressful thing. Yeah. Depend on, but like places like the new Bamborough Walled Garden. So again, if I didn't put that on, people might not be aware of that, but they've got like a change in places now that you can go and use there. So all these things that might go under the radar and not necessarily get heard or seen or getting this visibility through the platform, and getting things like that out as well. So even like I said, the bigger campaigns from places like Visit England, it's about getting those campaigns, jumping on those and sharing those and collaborating and sharing that information to the wider through my socials as well.
Okay. Do you do a lot of stuff with Visit England as well?
No, I haven't actually. No, only because I've been too busy. But
yeah. I just wondered because usually they'll ask you, "Oh, you're doing this is great. Can we just use that for this? Do you know what I mean? Or can you do something for us as well?"
No, these are just things I pick up myself as I go along. If I see something that I think can be helpful to somebody, I'll just like share it. But I mean, if you're out there listening, though, I'm quite happy to work with any Visit England, Visit Northumberland, whatever. But yeah. Just let's get the message out on all these things that it's about collaborating and helping in partnership, isn't it? That's
completely, yeah.
And everybody shares the same vision, and that's the thing, which is helpful. So, we've just done some work with Visit Northumberland as part of the Ad Geffern stuff.
Yeah.
What's clear about your work is it's really grassroots. It's what we love about it. It's why we gravitate towards it and look at it, because it feels so authentic and it's a true reflection of the county. That's the thing. I think
that's why a lot of people say, like, when they meet us and why the followers, they say it's authentic. And it is hard in social media, because when you're constantly exposed to social media and you're seeing lots of other stuff, I found myself at one stage getting pulled into something that I didn't want to get pulled towards, and taking me further away from me. And what my beliefs and values were, trying to keep up with the Joneses, I suppose,
and you've got to be careful with social media that the tail doesn't end up wagging the dog.
Yeah,
because
and I thought, no,
danger,
it could have been that you got 1 million views of falling down that ditch.
Yeah, the numbers game, the ego thing. I'm like, I'm not in it for that, and I'm like, no. And I had to have a word with myself again over some coffee and cake, and just say, look, don't be, I'm a bit older and now I've been seeing a bit of life. So it even got to sort of me where I felt like it was changing me, and I had to have a word with myself and say, no, you just be you and do what you are doing, and don't be distracted by what other people are doing, because this is you.
That resonates a lot, doesn't it? I
It
mean,
does
we talk about
resonate a lot
this every day,
all the time. Yeah, you
And
just
it
got to
is when
stick to
you
your guns.
constantly,
Yeah,
and like I say, sometimes I'll just like literally just no.
yeah.
But no, you really have to be strong with yourself, and like I say, pull yourself back to what you're doing this for. And again, that goes down to the authenticity. People say they love what I do and keep following what I do every day, because of that authenticity. And it's the same, like I say, no matter what I do, whether it's a Sunday lunch with a cauliflower cheese there and it's not included in the Sunday lunch, I'll always reflect it as it is and say that's not included with the Sunday, because I have to reflect the reality and the trueness of it, like people get what they see. Well, they don't see me, obviously, but but those little twins of mine, them dogs, they're a little giveaway. I'm going to get them some little Alsatian suits, because people they recognise the twins now, because I put them on. I won't put myself on, but they'll say, "Is that Lolo and Louie?" So
That's not them outside, is it?
I know. It should be barking for you, yeah.
Having a right go, isn't it?
I know.
no, it's not them.
Well, it's on brand, isn't it? Really, sort of dogs and seagulls. I think we've got enough animals in this conversation. Yeah, we didn't even ask.
I did think about bringing them, but
yeah, you should have. We should have brought them in. Yeah, I mean, where do you go? Do you want to go at the menu or?
Do you know what it is? Can I give Donna the gift first?
Yeah, of course.
No,
go
gift?
for it.
Do you know what I mean?
We've got a gift for you.
Oh,
Got a gift because you're the first person to get it.
Oh, wow.
Yes, this is an exclusive.
I thought this was.
I
the
think
gift.
you might have seen it, but you're going to get the first copy. There you go. Have a little look at that. See what you
How
think.
exciting.
It's getting previewed in Northumberland County
yes,
Council
I saw
next week,
this
so
one,
you're the first person to hold one and
on
get
Is
social
it
one.
media.
Is it Lucy?
This is Maddie.
Maddie.
So we've done a
I
collaboration
love
with Maddie.
Maddie
these.
Maps.
And we tried our best to kind of, you'll see Ingram Valley's on there. We try to do it through
I love
icons and a couple of
these.
things. So you'll see references to food, drink, places,
Yes.
and sort of cultural icons as well.
Yeah.
Oh, this is fabulous. Thank you so much.
No, we kind of went back and forth a lot.
Oh,
with it as
did we
well.
not?
It was
We'll
kind
just
of
have
one
to
of
get
those to get
Beadnell on
right.
there.
So yeah.
Yes, we'll get beaten on there. Well, this is the thing, right? So this opens up the debate.
Thank you so much.
And
That's so
you're
kind.
welcome. I have to pop it up, show it to the camera.
Yeah,
show it, yeah,
absolutely.
yeah.
I'll be
That's
showing
right.
it to everybody as soon as I get out of here.
So it's probably like your work, right? The second we started talking about that,
Yeah.
like we know there could be thousands more landmarks on there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, how do you put it
it's the
in? How do we
choice.
put it in? How do we choose?
Don't I? Yeah.
And it got really, really difficult. The amount of things that were on there and then taken off or
Yeah.
moved around,
But
or
it's
it was
the
difficult
icons
process.
and how you do
I
it and the
know.
coloration. Oh god,
Well,
it's kind
I
of back
knew
and forth with
I'd
it. So yeah.
reached a pinnacle of Coastal Custodian when hopefully you might have heard of Jim Edwards, the artist, from
Right.
the Oosburn, and he's fabulous, and he does lots of local art in Newcastle, everywhere. And I'd been on to him for years. When are you going to do Beadnell, Jim? When are you going to do Beadnell? Anyway, he finally done Beadnell Harbour. He didn't just do Beadnell Harbour, he done me a picture with me in it eating a Coxon's ice cream.
Oh,
And I was like, oh my God, that is just absolutely unreal. So, yes, I've got my own Jim Edwards eating a Coxon's ice cream in the harbour. So,
oh, nice. That's
so-
lovely.
I'll have to get Hannah to do a sketch. Won't we?
yeah.
Yeah, well,
just-
we'll do from here.
Put the kilns on, the little kilns.
Yeah. But that's the sort
That's
of thing. So
great. Thank you
next
so
time we'll
much.
talk to you because it's those little things, little details. Because you can put the obvious stuff on, but it's the less obvious
Yeah,
stuff.
and that's again one of the reasons that people, because I say I'm always, there's like some of the biggest compliments will be like people who've been visiting the area for over 30 years and they think they've seen everything, and then they'll come on my page and like, oh God, I didn't even know you've showed me things after 30 years
Yeah.
that I didn't know was here. And also again, people who were born and bred in local areas like sea houses, they'll be like, biggest compliment is from someone who was born and bred in the area and say you've shown me and taken me to places that I never knew existed. And also very much I say, why do you keep doing it? Because like I get like messages from people again who may have had mental health issues or disability issues and haven't been able to go out for whatever reasons, and they said it's inspired them to go to some places and get out.
Yeah.
Which, for what I said earlier, is more than anything, you know, to know
it's
that
massive.
you've had that kind of impact on somebody who's gone through that, and giving them a little bit of happiness as well is, you know, that's why I keep doing it. You know, it's.
I mean, don't know. Can you talk about the reasons why you said you didn't go out for that long
Not
period
really,
of time?
no. It feels like a different
you, in a different era.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah. And I guess if I think about it too much, I might be scared I might go back there. So
That's understandable.
But getting out of that, though, you've clearly gone through that, and getting out of that.
no,
What
I'm
got you?
still going through it.
But kind of what helped you get through it?
This
Very
much
is
so.
very much the kind of.
I do believe that without doing the Coastal Custodian, I would not be doing. I mean, as I say, my husband supports me massively. He even brought me here today because there's lots of places I'm not able to go. So he comes with me everywhere practically.
Are you a good team together?
Very, very good. We don't always agree on things, but we're a great team.
Yeah.
Is he still here now? Is he waiting for you?
I think he's probably took the twins somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
And probably having another coffee somewhere. But no, he's more than a rock. He's one of those big peaks I told you about before out in the water. He's a huge support. So yeah.
How long have you been together then?
30 years.
Okay,
Yes.
30 years. And does he do all of the walks with you as well?
No.
He doesn't.
He is actually the logistics man.
Okay.
You make sure I get everywhere and do all the sensible things, you know, paperwork and all that stuff.
Yeah.
He's the sensible one. I'm just the one that's out in a microlight or hanging off a two-seater plane, or, you know, like I say, all these things that I never thought I would ever do. I mean, sailing boats, I wouldn't even go past in the water past my ankles, you know, when I started this, and now I go out on a surfboard, and so it's like I say, so many things.
This has
So
a
are
makings
you
of a
all right
duck-
around
yeah,
seals
yeah,
then now? Or
yeah.
do you
Oh
feel?
God, yeah.
Yeah.
Love
It's funny
them.
because I spoke to, is it Helen? Remember Helen from Holy Island Sea Salt?
Yes.
And she said she used to be terrified of seals.
Terrified of seals.
Just get in the water and have little, you know,
Ah,
when she was
because they come
collecting
up.
the water.
Yeah.
Oh,
Because
I
they come
talk to
close
them
you,
like I
yeah.
talk to my dogs.
Okay,
I put that little
yeah.
squeaky voice on, going,
Yeah.
"Hi, are you okay?"
Yeah.
But always remembering that the wild animals and not getting, you know, obviously sometimes I have to get close, but obviously in the marine medic, but you know,
What does that involve? Please tell us.
well, it's basically, like I said, looking after them in the sense of giving them the care on site if you need to, or getting them to vets if you need to. As I say, we're a whole massive network. The British Divers Marines Rescue. Sorry if I got that wrong. I always get it wrong. BDLMR. So yeah, it's a whole organisation, and as I say, it's about making sure if the seals are injured, about either giving them treatment on site or getting them to somewhere where they can, or rehabilitated. In fact, there's a new centre opening, a triage in Morpeth coming up soon, so I'm going to get involved with that as well. So again, just promoting all these things, as well as all the other things we've talked about. And, you know, obviously, again, very much about the education, because, you know, like I say, if people haven't seen a seal before and they think, oh, it's cute, and, you know, about sort of educating people that, yeah, staying back again, and just how to act around them. And also just little simple things about providing telephone numbers at the top of my social page, that if anybody's out and about and they don't know how to get in touch with anybody, you know, like birds or whatever, there's numbers at the top of my page so they can ring them and call them in. But again, as a medic, you've got to go through the right channels, and you can't just like do it there. You have to ring it in and go through the correct procedures, and then you discuss as a team if what care it might need. And sometimes, you know, you can't. Sometimes it's so hard, especially when they're babies, and you have to just leave them in the harsh conditions when it's like winter, and they're like tucked in a little sand dune, and the conditions are so harsh.
Yeah.
And you have to walk away from it. I mean, one of my questions when I first started out was like, is it okay if I carry sardines in my pocket, like in a little tin, and give them? They're like, no. you can't interfere with nature. So that was the hardest part for me, because I always want to help. I always want to make things better. But you have to know when to walk away, and that was one of the hardest things.
Do you find that education a bit hard though as well? So public will often feed animals, and so trying to convey the importance of not getting in the way of nature.
No, I would have probably before this, but no, now I know it's for the greater good. So no, I have no problem whatsoever in the right way in delivering that message. And again, as I say, it's often how you deliver it, not the finger pointing, but just like I say, in the delivery of explaining why. Because like I say, quite often it's just that they're not aware. They don't want to do anything hurtful or harmful. It's just like me, they just want to try and help. So sometimes it's just about explaining what is the best way. And like I say, sometimes it is hard to have to walk away from them. But the mother might be watching in the water, and if you interfere with that seal, then she's going to abandon it, and you've done more harm. So it's about explaining that, because obviously people do ask lots of questions when you stood there on watch waiting for somebody to come and get the crate. They'll ask lots of questions about it. And that's your time to engage and have that conversation in a very natural way, in a natural environment. And you can get so much information across in that way, just in that little brief conversation, And it's great. Like I say, when I'm walking up the beach and you'll see people, because when I first started the Space for Shorebirds program a couple of years back, you'd have dogs dive bombing across the nanny, and those birds would just scatter, completely wreck all the nests and everything. Whereas now you'll go and 99% of the people will have their dogs on lead, and they'll stick to the paths. And the impact that has on those breeding birds is just phenomenal. So, I'll quite often go up to them and say, can I just say thank you so much for putting your dog on the lead? It's amazing. Do you mind if I take a photo, put it on? Then they're like, oh, thanks, yeah. So it's that approach that works so much better.
Such a tiny little amount of effort,
and
isn't
that's
it?
what
though?
it is. It's just small, consistent, daily changes, and that's how that's how I work my life in general, really. Just, these small, consistent daily changes that are sustainable, rather than huge, big gestures that you can't sustain. And that sustainability runs through everything that I do, whether it's cake, whether it's animals, whether, it's those little consistent things that you can do every day, just showing up, and that's why, again, I think why it's grown, because people know that I'm going to be there. It's that consistency. I am reliable, and I'm going to show up every day. I mean, if I haven't posted by about 10:30, 11 o'clock, I've got followers messaging me, are you okay? Just a lie-in this morning.
Service,
just a lie-in. But it's so
good.
lovely, because it's like, if you go down the harbour in the winter, they're like, don't go too near the edge. And you have these people with that genuine concern and care, and it's like having, I say, 80,000 best friends looking out for you. It's amazing. It really is.
Community, isn't it? Yeah.
It really is amazing.
Right. I love your story.
Yeah. Don't know there's a film in this.
So yeah, there is.
Oh, call me anytime.
Just with a buy-in.
I might even put my face on it if it was a film.
So, yeah. Let's go to the menu. Out and about, and all this is because you mentioned out and about so many times. So yeah.
Is it food?
We are. Well, we're too into a pilot series of short documentary films called Out and About, where we go out with guests of the podcast and follow you around and spend a day with you. And
it's called Out and About, like a day in the life with
right.
So
when are you coming to Beadnell?
Very, very soon, I think. So, because you're taking,
taking all the boxes.
You're taking all the boxes, sorry.
Seeing all the places, hearing all the things.
I know why good coffee and cake is. So. Job sorted.
Okay, Donna, so we've got a menu here. If you like to pick anything from the menu, it's all in sections. So you've probably seen a million menus in your life. We'll do the Greg's order last, so just pick anything from there, please.
There's no cake on there,
from each section?
It can go anywhere, doesn't matter.
Okay.
So...
curry versus gravy.
Dear me, we're on a roll with this.
On a roll today. We've had, this is the second one, and it's popular. It's a chip-based question. So curry or gravy on your chips?
Conflicted.
Ooh.
But I'm going to go gravy.
You're going to go gravy?
Yeah.
What tipped you that way? You were conflicted for a moment. What tipped you towards gravy?
Because I don't know why. Whenever gravy comes up, it's always like Sunday lunch for me because it's like
Yeah.
foodie highlight of the week for me. And I have been known to order, I think, personal best of 4 gravy boats at Sunday lunch. In fact, there's one place I go to in Northumberland. Once I've finished all my pictures and everything, he just comes out the kitchen with a big, massive jug like that. He puts it on the table and he's like, there you go, help yourself. And because I love me gravy. So, so I went, I don't know, something that I should say curry, but no, I'm going gravy, definitely.
Going gravy,
yeah, but it has to be a nice consistency gravy. None of your runny stuff.
No runny stuff.
No.
Yeah, it's got to stick to the
Deep
chips,
flavour,
doesn't it?
sticky
Absolutely.
chips.
Yeah.
Are you having batter on that as well?
Oh, I'm having anything that's coming. Yes, batter, please. I love batter. You know what? I went to Scotland. I absolutely adore Scotland. Another one of my happy places. But yeah, I went to Scotland for some fish and chips, and she was like, "I can't give you batter on the chips." I was like, "But there's batter on the fish." So I can't. And she was like, "Oh, it's health and safety. I can't give you batter." I was like, "Oh."
Whereabouts in Scotland was it?
That was in Fife.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You spit that in Glasgow, but it was almost like they're trying to entice you because it's still, they'd showcase the batter.
Mm-hmm.
It'd still be there, you could see it.
You've never seen a
But he
face
asked
like
for it, they'd be
it?
like, what?
I was just like,
you want the scrumptions? And I was like, what? The what?
well, this is I have this on my page all the time. I get, because obviously my followers are from across the whole country and across the world, and I'll put certain things on there like, what's that? And you said scrampins, and I've heard that said, and I would always say batter, definitely batter. But no, I'm taking as much batter as, in fact, me and John, my husband, have been known to have a little fight over the last bits.
Yeah, sometimes you get a bag of batter.
Bun.
Yeah.
You know, the fish and chip shop around my way when I was a kid used to do batter sandwiches.
Yeah.
With curry or gravy on it.
Oh, I'm there.
Batter sandwiches.
I love that.
Texture, soft bun.
Yeah, taste texture.
Crunchy.
And a little bit of flavour with the gravy, huh? Yeah. Get it? Yeah.
You need like antacids or something. Or Gaviscon.
Yeah, Gaviscon, yeah.
No, just a nice walk.
Rennie's on the side. Yeah, that's it. I burn it off.
That's what I do.
Yeah. Vinegar, salt on?
Yep. Everything you shouldn't have. I'm having vinegar, I'm having salt.
Oh, you should have it.
Oh, you got it.
I'm having sometimes even a little smidgen of well, I don't do smidgens, but put ketchup on the side just in case.
Okay.
I'll just take anything really.
Yeah, but you're controlling the ketchup amount per chip.
Yes, because I don't like things mixing. I don't like certain things touching certain things.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
Yeah.
This man isn't, hence the hand up.
No. Yeah, I cannot have gravy and ketchup intermingling. It has
to be a controlled environment.
Very much so.
Yes.
You cannot.
What colour do you get if you mix, I don't know, red and brown?
Orange, isn't it?
Well,
how would you have known if they didn't touch each other?
Well, it wouldn't mix on my face. Yeah. Well, I'll just sit with that mystery, wouldn't I?
No, definitely not a mixer when it comes to food.
Favourite fish and chip place? Have you got one?
I have lots of different ones for lots of different reasons. One I have enjoyed recently. There's two actually that I've enjoyed recently. All the ones in Sea Houses are fantastic. But the one I've enjoyed most at the minute is Hook. And I like it because they're dog friendly as well. You can take your dog in. And there's great views over the harbour. The fish and chip van on Thursdays to Sunday in Beadnell. Cracking. Jeff.
Yeah. Shout out to Jeff.
Shout out to Jeff. Yeah, I even managed to get him in the Times newspaper. The Beadnell chip van. So yeah, shout out to Jeff. Extra batter, please, Jeff, if you're listening. So yeah.
Great.
Obviously, we kind of get. I've actually wrote a blog if anybody wants to know. It's on my website, www.coastalcustodian.co.uk. And there's a blog on there
the flash up on the screen.
Yeah, it just kind of comes up like
There's a fish and chip blog on there, and also best Sunday lunches.
Fish and chip blog.
Yeah, and the best Sunday lunches in Northumberland.
Are you that much of an
aficionado?
Fish and chips.
I just go off what I like, but I just give my opinion on what I like. And yeah, I mean, the Sunday lunch blog has had about 34,000 reads. So that's a lot of Sunday dinners around a lot of Sunday places in Northumberland.
Can we tell you something really interesting what we've just been doing? I think it's worthwhile just mentioning it.
Let's sprinkle this on. Yeah.
So we've just been to Italy for a week, right?
Italy.
With the Coleman's family. So you know Coleman's seafood?
Yeah.
Because there is a direct link between a town in Tuscany and the migration of people from that town to places in the northeast and in Scotland, which started the whole fish and chip revolution in the region.
That's not the sand dancer thing, or is that something completely different?
No. So these people, it was 100 years ago, wasn't it? 100 years next year.
Yeah, it was 100 years next year. Yeah.
So we went to a fish and chip festival in Tuscany.
Yeah.
Amazing.
For a week.
Yeah.
What kind of fish do they have there then? Like
they had hake. They had hake. It wasn't too dissimilar. I mean, we've obviously evolved it over time.
The Coleman's rated the batter. They said the batter was good.
Right.
They were like, I would use cod, but they used hake. The chips obviously weren't the same, but it was just the whole thing. A little.
It was very, very peculiar.
Fish and chip festival in Barter football stadium. Do you know what I mean? A little kind of football club,
that sounds
which is so
like
random.
my kind of life. I mean, like I say, I find myself in so many situations where I have to give myself a shake again and think, did that just happen? I was like, it's so weird. But that's fish and chip festival. That sounds good. I definitely love my food.
Well, I'm gonna grab that menu off you. Because,
do I not get to choose anymore?
You can choose one more. I'm going to take it out because I've got two more because of what you mentioned.
How's your brain rolling? Is it?
Last minute, Greg's order.
Oh yes.
Minute. 3 second move. Guilty.
I'm sitting here with a aficionado here, man. Chris,
clean plate.
Clean plate.
Yeah.
Right. We've asked this one today. Let's get some interesting answers, but it was an interesting answer today. Have you ever licked a plate clean, Donna? I'll be honest.
Not physically licked the plate, but I've taken a spoon to the gravy and literally cleaned off every bit of gravy I can off a. So technically I've not licked the plate, but I've cleaned it as much as possible with a spoon to get every last drop of gravy off.
Some people use a finger. It's like
I've done that, not with gravy, but with cake, most definitely.
Okay.
When I quite often take a lot of photos, food photos, there's always like, when you're moving the cakes around and stuff, and it's a case of like, yep, I'll have that. So, I've probably consumed a lot of extra calories through a photographic shoot by all these little bits that you pick up as you.
That should be a game. How many calories can you fit on your finger?
What have you never thought about? We've never discussed the tip and slurp.
The tip and slurp.
Yeah, because we talk about licking the plate, but you've done the tip and slurp, haven't
that
you?
Needs to go on the menu.
Yeah, well, it's adjacent.
Catching them before it runs off.
It's licking the plate clean adjacent because you can slurp it. It's like a soup, isn't it? Would you pick the bowl up and slurp the rest, or would you just keep going with that spoon?
No, slurp.
You would slurp. What would you do, Donna? Would you?
Cup of tea with a bowl of soup. I can't understand why you would have a cup of tea with a bowl of soup.
A cup of tea, is that too hot and hot?
Yeah, I don't know. It just doesn't feel right.
Are you are you hot and cold kind of person? What's the texture?
You better ask Mr. CC about that.
Yeah.
If I'm hot and cold.
So if you had like apple crumble, would you have like ice cream with it, or would you have custard?
Custard.
Would you?
I mean, I'd probably have both, to be fair now, because I've had a massive as I say, doing Coastal Custodian, I'm blaming everything on it. But I mean, you mentioned fish there before. I never used to eat fish at all, unless it had batter. But being Coastal Custodian, obviously, I get to do a lot of foodie things. And I mean, I've done a brilliant experience recently with Meet the Makers, with AAA. And that was fantastic because not only did you get to try the food, but you got to meet the makers of the food.
You know,
as
we've had Amy on here as well.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Amy was on here. Yeah, a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
It was absolutely incredible. I mean, I've done the Northumberland coast one, but this was Meet the Makers. And as I say, it was just really, really insightful to get that whole conversation from, the was it farm to fork and all that was incredible. But it also, like I say, as I said with anxieties before, even with food, there's a lot of things I wouldn't have eaten, and it's given me the opportunity. It's like, if you go to Chinese, you'll always order the same thing because you might not like it all.
You don't want to roll the dice and waste it, do you? Yeah.
But this has given me, being Coastal Custodian has given me a massive opportunity to try so many different things, fish being one of them. So I still haven't been able to eat prawns yet, but I'm getting there and
do that on Out and About.
Incredible fish across, obviously, Northumberland coast. There's some incredible fish.
It took me 3 years to like olives, Donna.
Oh, God, I love olives. Still love olives, yeah.
But it's like it's still trying though. It's making an effort and trying.
Yeah, I know.
What changed though throughout your life to kind of start like trying new things?
think this little bit personal stuff, but my mum died quite suddenly, and she was quite not young, but she went suddenly, and she would often say, I should do this, I should do that, and I think coincide with the confidence I was gaining through Coastal Custodian, I think, and the pleasure that gave to other people, I think that as well, combined that, you know what, I'm just going to do it. I'm just doing it because, you know, you might have a plan in your head as to how you think things are going to go, but it isn't. It's not going to go like that. So, you know, don't put it off. Just do it. Eat the food, you know, do the things you want to do, and just like be in the moment as much as you can, really.
That's perfect.
Perfect way to wrap up that bit of the segment before we ask the last question.
It is perfect. I was going to ask you about Sunday's dinner because it sounds like you are an aficionado for
My
Sunday
whole
dinner.
week is centered around Sunday at 12:30 religiously. There's very rare I will give up my Sunday lunch slot because, like I say, quite often it can be a working lunch, but it's also about family for me. But it's very rare I'll give up a Sunday lunch. Last week was an exception. I had an incredible barbecue at the Tempest in Alnwick. So I didn't have Sunday lunch last week, but yes, it's incredibly important. It's very like a tradition, and I think that goes back to my childhood when my grandma used to always have the traditional Sunday lunch on the table. And apparently I'd sit in my high chair going with the meat coming out of the oven. I remember back in the day when you had, you know, now people would be like, oh my God. But when you would dip the bread in the fat off the beef.
Oh,
yeah.
I think that should...
Beef dripping.
You know, yeah. And as I'll always say to people, yes, I do eat all this food and everything, because people say, it's not fair, you eat all this food. But I'm like, yeah, but let's keep it realistic. I also do the steps. I walk 45 to 60 mile a week. So I'm not sitting here saying, you know, I eat this every day and I don't have to... It's not like that. You've got to work for it. You know, it's like...
It's getting the balance, isn't it?
Yeah, and I like to, again, be very transparent about that, because, you know, I take a lot of social responsibility, even from little things. I'm going to have a little tangent here again, but I once picked like some wildflowers for my dad, who is got cancer, and it was the Jubilee, around the Jubilee time, and everybody else had all these beautiful banners up and all the Jubilee bunting, and my dad, because he wasn't in a great place, it didn't sort of, wasn't on his scale, so I just picked a few little red, white and blue little wildflowers to take round, and I thought that was and obviously on my page somebody said, you know, that's very irresponsible, picking those flowers, and I was like, well, it was a nice gesture for my dad. So I don't like to have those kind of conversations online. So this lady messaged me, and then that's when I thought, you know, I do have a responsibility, because if you're talking about 21 people possibly picking a few wildflowers, however, when you've got 80,000 people picking wildflowers, then it does start having an impact on things like the bees and things like that. And I suddenly thought, you know, like, in that respect, yes, I do have a responsibility, a social responsibility at that level. So I'm always learning as well, you know, and again, yes, it was a nice little gesture, but, you know, I got that message, and as I say, sometimes you think, you know, no, you know, I'm not even entertaining that kind of, but I thought, you know what, this lady has a valid point, and I took that on board. And again, goes back to what I was saying before, you know, you've got to think of the wider impact on your actions as a person. And whilst it was just a lovely little few flowers, I thought, you know what, when that's multiplied, it does have an impact. So it's just like learning things like that as well. So
what's on your Sunday dinner?
Oh, what's on my Sunday dinner? Oh, right. Well, there's always got to be roast beef. Love roast beef. And I'm almost like it pink now, because in fact I like it better pink now, because at one time I wouldn't have had that on my page, because I'd think, oh, people are going to criticize and think, oh, it's still mooing, and then somebody said, it was in one of the places up there, they're like, you have it how you want to have it, not. And I was like, you know what, you're right, I am. So now I do like it quite pink. So definitely roast beef, Yorkshire pudding, gravy, roast potatoes, the absolute best vegetables, cabbage and mashed swede, like turnip or whatever you want to call
Mashed
my
it.
type of dinner.
Yeah, mashed turnip.
Oh, I
Yeah.
love
Got
mashed
to.
turnip, black
Yeah.
pepper,
Gale,
butter.
game changer. And I'm also partial, like I say, the cabbage with a bit of leek and sometimes
Cabbage
a bit
and
of bacon,
leek.
creamy sauce.
Nice.
Definitely roasties and mash. Cauliflower cheese is now becoming part of that. In fact, mushy peas, everything. There's nothing I won't have. And a boatload of gravy.
And another gravy.
And another gravy.
Another 3 gravies
Yeah,
for on a plate.
definitely. The only thing is, like I say, I've developed a sweet tooth, which I never used to have until I started doing this. So sometimes I have to forego a bit of broccoli or a roast potato to leave room for pudding, because I do love a pudding now. So,
Forgo the broccoli. Hold the broccoli. I'm having desserts.
so yeah, I always have to leave room for
fantastic.
a pudding as well. So
Yeah.
if you want a good Sunday lunch, best Sunday lunches in Northumberland, check out the blog again. There's some good ones in there, and as I say, it's it gets updated regularly, because I think there's nothing worse when you see a list of the best this and that and the other, and it's quite evident that they haven't been visited in quite a long time, and everyone in there have been visited on a regular basis. And there's ones that come out, they're not in there for any other reason, is that they're consistently good, or there's something special about them. So yeah, there's some great ones in there to try, so check them out.
Well, one last question, Donna. Honestly, I'll talk to you forever. What's your Greg's order?
Me Greg's order, right? Why? Definitely gonna have to be a cheese savoury stotty. It's gotta be in a stotty.
I had one yesterday.
And a corned beef pasty.
Oh, you're going. Oh,
I like that order.
Which is so bizarre, because, like I say, I
is.
eat so much. My whole day is focused around. I mean, my first breakfast is a Kit Kat chunky, and then an eggs Benedict, whatever. But yeah, my whole life's normally sweet at the minute. So it's quite funny when it comes to Greg's, that, and I think that goes back to me school days, when you'd come out at lunchtime, and you'd have to have, like, you'd go to Greg's or Peter's back in the day.
It was Peter's back in the day, yeah. Yeah, round corned beef pasties.
Yeah, and so, like I say, that was where that came from. It's like almost like a memory thing, thinking it takes you back to them days, which were good. So yeah, definitely a cheese and savoury stotty and a corned beef pasty.
Both at the same time, on the same visit.
Oh yeah. Totally.
Yeah, like that.
I didn't even think that would be questionable. I was like, yeah.
You having the stotty first? Or you having the corned beef first?
No, the stotty, definitely.
Why, see, I'd go for the pasty first.
Well, that's what I'm thinking.
No. Like, it's the same with cake like when we have the last bite of cake, me and my husband will always try, no matter what's going on in my life, I always try and have a cake stop with him at about 4:30. And he knows when it gets to the last bite of the cake, just not to talk. I just sit there, eyes shut, just savor the moment. And that's just an unwritten rule.
Last piece of cake.
So that's the same with the pasty.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
It's the same with the pasty. It's that last mouthful, as if you're never going to get fed again. Suck every last bit of flavour out of it.
The last bite's the best, though. Everything has to be on that last bite.
Totally, I know.
Yeah.
Totally. Agree.
Fantastic.
Donna, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Thank you.
Really, really good.